which is this gland here,
Pituitary.
pituitary gland. Today you cannot do all the functions because you have not studied them in the lecture yet, but eventually you should know for the exam. Not today because there are many hormones it makes, so you can read the book. And you still remember the name of this gland here,
Pineal
small
gland.
gland here,
Pineal gland.
pineal gland, right? All of you know that. If anybody has a problem, let me know, because this is in 204, so I assume you know that. Pineal gland, right? Small gland, that makes a hormone called as melatonin. Melatonin is made from serotonin, and that melatonin is for sleep-wake cycles. Okay. Pineal gland, and this pituitary gland is attached to small part of the brain. What's the part called?
Hypothalamus.
Hypothalamus. Hypothalamus has different functions. One of them is to control pituitary gland. Which gland is this here?
Thyroid.
I cannot shout that far, you need to come closer. Because there's another lab going on, too much. This is
Thyroid.
thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is only one, not two, and the connection between the two lobes, this part here is called isthmus. Isthmus is the connection between the two. It is sitting right on top of the trachea. So if you move your finger down this larynx here, go down, you feel trachea here. You feel the cartilage, and the gland is here, right here. Thyroid gland. You will see in the handout. Isthmus is the name of the connection. And this gland is making what? Which hormones? T3 and T4. And other things also, but you will know later on. Today is just a brief introduction. There is one gland which is not shown. That should be sitting right on top of the heart here. Thymus. You know that name? Thymus gland here. And that thymus gland makes a hormone. Name is easy. Thymosin. Thymosin. What does that do? Maturation of T lymphocytes. T cells. T cells, maturation. T for thymus. Okay. That's not shown here. That's not shown here either. It's not shown on any of these models. Okay? And what is this thing here? Can you see from back there? If you cannot, you can step forward. He's tall. Can you see from there? Can you see from there? Can you? Okay. This is kidney, right? Kidney also makes a hormone, but I'll give the name later on. But kidney is not endocrine gland. Its main function is to filter blood, but it also makes a hormone. But here, on top of the kidney, you see this thing here? What is this thing?
Adrenal.
Adrenal gland. And adrenal gland is like 2 in 1. Right? What's the outer part called?
Cortex.
Cortex. Inner part?
Medulla.
Which, there is a gland here, supposed to be here, not shown. That is in the loop of the intestines, between stomach and intestines. Pancreas. Pancreas. And that pancreas is this. This pancreas. Goes like this. So if you have stomach, What is this thing here?
Liver.
What is it? And what is this here? Gallbladder, right? And this thing goes like this. Liver. And then this thing goes like this. This thing is over here. So this is pancreas. Mixed gland. And this is intestines, right? Intestines here. Let us look in here. This is, what is this here? Pituitary gland, right? And what is this tiny gland here? Pineal gland. This is the details of pituitary gland. Pituitary. What do you notice here if you look at this? Anything you notice? Your observation? Anything? In this one here? What do you see? What do you notice?
There's like more than one segment. More than one segment.
She says more than one segment, right? Right? Did you notice that? Or not? Right? The two parts, right? And these two parts are anterior pituitary, anterior lobe, and posterior. How do you identify which one is what? Posterior lobe looks like clear, like fiber-like empty, fiber-like, not many cells. This is posterior, and this one is anterior. Anterior lobe is packed with cells. You see all these cells here? This is which lobe? Anterior. Another name for anterior lobe is the pituitary gland. Anyone remembers the scientific name? Hypophysis. Hypophysis is anterior pituitary. Oh, sorry, pituitary gland. In this pituitary gland, hypophysis, there are two parts. Anterior is called adenohypophysis. Posterior is called neurohypophysis. Adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. I will tell you the functions next time in the lecture. Alright? Are these names in your handout that I gave you or not?
Yeah, they are.
Adenohypophysis. Okay, it's there. All right. Okay. Now this gland here is. What is this gland here? This is
Thyroid. Thyroid.
thyroid. And if you look on the back side of thyroid, this is the back side. This is the front side. On the front side, you can see there are two lobes. And these two lobes of the thyroid are connected. And the connection here is called as isthmus. Connection is called isthmus. And this thyroid gland is producing T3 and T4. And those hormones control your metabolic rate. Metabolism, how slow or how fast. Okay? They control your basic metabolic rate. BMR, basal metabolic rate. On the back side, if you look from the back side, no, not from the front side, from the back side, this is what it is. You see this tiny thing here? This is parathyroid gland. You can see here 4 of these, right? Mostly 4, sometimes more than that. Parathyroid gland. The name of the hormone, parathyroid hormone. Abbreviation PTH, parathyroid hormone. PTH. What does it do? Calcium regulation. Calcium. Okay, then let's go to this. What is this thing here? Pancreas. Pancreas. And sometimes you see head, body, tail, like that, head, body, tail. This is mixed gland. In the pancreas, today we are studying endocrine system. And inside this pancreas, let us say this was big pancreas, there are small groups of cells. Those are called as islets of Langerhans. You see that name in the hand? From there. And those islets of Langerhans or islet of Langerhans are small areas which are scattered, maybe like 1 million of them in one pancreas. And those small groups of cells, they secrete the hormone. They secrete hormone. And those hormones are insulin and glucagon. Glucagon. G-O-N. What does insulin do?
Regulates blood sugar.
Regulates which way? Does it increase or decrease?
Decrease.
And glucagon is antagonist.
Increases.
Just opposite. It will increase. So both of these hormones for regulation of blood sugar. Yes. And which one is what is this organ here?
Kidneys.
Kidney. What is this here?
Adrenal gland.
Adrenal
Gland.
gland. Right? And this is the detail for adrenal gland. In this detail, of course, the outermost boundary is called the capsule, but inside you see two zones, outer part and what is the inner part called? Outer part is called?
Cortex.
What? Okay, all of you keep quiet. I'm asking this guy only. What is the chemical nature of hormones from the cortex? What kind of hormones? Chemically? Steroid hormones. What kind of hormones? Steroid hormones. And I'm asking next you only, not anybody else. Name the chemical from which all the steroid hormones are made from. Name the chemical which is the basis for all the steroid hormones. Next. All steroid hormones are derived from cholesterol. They're all made from cholesterol. That's the raw material. Alright? Okay? And those are different kinds, right? You cannot identify all the 3 zones of cortex from here. You cannot. But theoretically, if you go from capsule inside, what is the first zone, outermost zone, with a G, glomerulosa. The middle one with an F. You have to say it to memorize it. Fasciculata, glomerulosa, fasciculata, and then the innermost is
Reticularis.
So what's the symbol? Initials G, F, R. There's something else, GFR in kidneys. It's called glomerular filtration rate. How much the rate is filtration? GFR. Goodness. All these 3 make steroid hormones, but different kinds. Right? Glomerulosa makes mineralocorticoids. Middle one glucocorticoids. The innermost sex steroids. Alright? Okay? And this is from this pancreas. This is to show one of the tiny group of cells I was telling to you. group of cells that makes hormones in the pancreas. What is this whole thing called? Islets of Langerhans.
Is that all one?
This is one islet of Langerhans. The pink structures here, pink cells here, are making pancreatic juice. These cells, they make pancreatic juice. Is that endocrine or exocrine? Pancreatic juice. Exocrine. From islet of Langerhans, it makes hormones, is endocrine. It's the endocrine part. This part is exocrine. Most of the pancreas is exocrine, most. Alright? But here is shown is islet of Langerhans. Alright. What is this thing here? This thing is testes. Testes. And testes makes which hormone? Testosterone. Testes, testosterone. And what is this organ here? Ovary. Which hormones? Estrogen and
Progesterone.
actually all three hormones are in the male and in the female. All three. It is just the percentage. So the male it is predominantly
Testosterone.
and this is ovary. Ovary here, testis. Any questions on this one here? Anyone has any questions on this one? Okay, let us go over the second thing. What do we have next? The heart. All of you can identify the heart.